And lastly, if we've ever read the novel The Grapes of Wrath from John Steinbeck, there's an important thinker in American history named Ralph Waldo Emerson. And Emerson's philosophy is in The Grapes of Wrath. And his notion of the oversoul, of which we are all a part, is very similar to Brahman. Okay? So one of the main characters, the Reverend Jim Casey, he basically renounces traditional Christianity and he adopts a more Emersonian view of the world. So he believes in the interconnectedness of all things, Jim Casey does, via Ralph Waldo Emerson. And so, this Emersonian view of the world is very similar to the Hindu notion of Brahman and Atman. Okay, my Atman is the divine spark within, and it will be reunited with Brahman. Well, Steinbeck, through Jim Casey, through Ralph Waldo Emerson, believe in something similar when Jim Casey talks about how all things are holy and we're all a part of this one holy thing, this human community which is connected to the universe. Okay, so it's not like there's a personal God in the Grapes of Wrath who literally does stuff, but it's more like a transcendent materialism, if that makes any sense. If this world is all that there is, then maybe it takes on even more importance. So in that sense, it's holy. If this is the only life that I live, maybe this life takes on even more importance because it's the only life that I have, and I don't get a bunch of lives after this one, like in Hinduism, or there's no eternal, resting place like there would be in the Judeo-Christian and Islamic religions. Okay, so yeah, check out The Grapes of Wrath, especially the character, the Reverend Jim Casey. And even though he doesn't believe in traditional Christianity anymore, he does follow some of the teachings of Christ, like laying down one's life, for one's friends, which Jim Casey does because he gets killed, but he actually helps the Joad family get to, California. Okay. So I don't want to give any spoiler alerts, but it's a great novel. I try to read it every few years, and I think you should probably read it too, or at least something from Steinbeck. Maybe The Pearl, The Grapes of Wrath, of Mice and Men, East of Eden, that's great. Okay, so for what it's worth, all right, we'll talk soon.